Good evening and welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. You clicked on to long range weather forecast discussion for November 11th to the 23rd. The pattern is going to be very winter like during this period, and this will be the driving force of the cold that will sink into the United States this period. We have very strong positive height anomalies here, and we have the negative height anomalies here near the Aleutians, and this is going to force the cold air south. Now, this is the GFS we're looking at, and we're going to go forward in time. We're going to go to the end of the period. That'll be the 15th, and you can still see that the GFS is depicting very strong positive height anomalies. Now, there's even one of the pictures that goes even deeper, but we'll see that further in the following period. But we are most of the models are in good agreement with this solution. This is GFS, like I said, and the GFS ensembles, and then we have the Canadian ensembles, all showing pretty much the same thing. Now, during this forecast period, temperatures in the west, I'm going to take a look at the anomalies. This is anomalies, this is a GFS, and you can see temperatures in the east are forecast to be 5 to really 15 degrees below normal across much of this area here. And in the west, we're going to have temperatures of about 5 to 15 degrees above normal here. So I think the cold is generally going to be across this area here to the east coast. Again, that's the GFS. Now we're looking at the, let me see if I can get another. This is European ensembles, still showing pretty much the same temperature anomaly. And this is the GFS showing the temperature anomalies, pretty much all the same thing. Now, one thing I want to note here is this is the Canadian forecast. And I'm having a little trouble bringing this up. Okay, here we go. This is the NAEFS, and this is showing the probability of occurrence here. And you can see here much of the east is within 90 to 100% below normal temperatures. Parts here are 50 to 60%, and in the west it's kind of like the opposite here. Here we have along the coast we have temperatures 90% of occurrence, and then further eastward it gets lower, like maybe 50 to 60% of occurrence here. Okay, so also during this period, the East Coast remain under a threat for possible surface wave development along or off the southeast and mid-Atlantic coast late next week or over the weekend. Right now, the models are favoring a further an offshore system, but it bears to be watched during the next couple days. Okay, so during this forecast period, I am forecasting above normal temperatures here and below normal temperatures from the Rockies to Atlantic coast. For precipitation, forecasting below normal precipitation here and above normal precipitation for this region. Okay, now we're going to look at the period for November 14th to the 18th. Here we are, the 14th. This is Canadian ensembles. They are still showing very strong positive height anomalies over the Yukon and near Alaska. Looking at now the GFS and the GFS ensembles. So I'm going to go forward to across this period here to the 18th. Very little change. And this is a picture of what I want to show you. Look at these height anomalies here. Very, very high pressures, height anomalies here. That and look at how it revs up this trough here across the east central U.S. So the pattern even gets more amplified during this forecast period. And so during this forecast period, I'm forecasting little change in the temperature anomalies and the precipitation anomalies above normal here, below normal here, and for precipitation, I'm calling for below normal here and above normal precipitation here. This might be extended further north depending on what happens along the coast. So now for the period for November 19th to the 23rd. Here you are the 19th. Still, this trough, this ridge gets pumped up here, further to the north. Very strong positive height anomalies here. You can't see it, but to the west, there's very deep negative height anomalies, and it's going to force more cold air and reinforcing shots of cold air into east central U.S. We're going to go to the end of the period. This is the 21st. The height anomalies seem to relax here, but still above normal. And here is the GFS still forecasting very strong height anomalies, and this is its ensembles, little less weaker, but still you get the point. Here it's above normal heights across Western North America and below normal heights with the trough across East Central U.S. And during this time period, the AO and the NAO is forecast to remain negative, and the PNA will be positive, and this very well supports this pattern for this time period. I'm going to look at the temperature anomalies during this period. We have temperatures still far below normal across the east central U.S., and then as we look at the west, still about 5 to 10 degrees above normal. And this is the GFS. And this is the Canadian ensembles, all showing looked like the cold kind of bleeds to the west of the divide later on, but it's still very, very cold winter-like pattern for much of the nation. So during this forecast period, I am forecasting little change in the temperature anomalies, and for precipitation, forecasting very little change in the precipitation anomalies also. So that is the long-range weather forecast discussion for November 11th to the 23rd. Thank you for coming, Jim Lonely's World of Weather, and have a good day.